Hello students, welcome back. Hope you are doing good. In this session today we will be discussing the concept of minors and cofactors. We'll get to know what exactly do we mean by minors. Then we'll be studying the concept of cofactors and we'll also get to know the relationship between minors and cofactors. We'll also discuss the concept of determinant. How do we exactly evaluate the determinant using minors and cofactors? And finally, we'll be discussing the properties of minors and cofactors. So let's begin. We now have another important concept which is minors and cofactors. So what do we mean by minors? The minor of an element is basically a determinant. So minor is again a determinant of lesser order formed by excluding the row and column of the element. So minor of an element is a determinant but of lesser order which is obtained by excluding a particular row and column of the element. For example, suppose we have a determinant of this form of the most general 3 cross 3 matrix, that is A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. So I have a determinant like this and I need to compute the minor of a particular element. Then if we leave the row and column passing through Aij, then we obtain a second order determinant which is minor of Aij and is denoted by Mij. What does that mean? Suppose I need to find out the minor of this. Then what I need to do is I'll leave this particular column and this particular row. The particular column in which that element lies and the particular column as well as the particular row in which that element lies, you'll need to omit those particular rows and columns and you get the minor. The resulting matrix gives you the minor and that is denoted by Mij. So if I take an element Aij, I need to compute the minor of this particular element. Then if I exclude the ith row and the jth column, then I get the minor of Aij. We denote minor by Mij, capital M, subscript Ij, and similarly we have the concept of cofactor. The cofactor is again of an element Aij is again defined as Cij, subscript Ij. Cij is equal to minus 1 raised to the power I plus j Mij, where Cij is cofactor of Aij. So what does that mean? As we have discussed, minor of an element Aij is obtained by excluding the ith row and the jth column, that is the row and the column in which that particular element lies. And in order to compute the cofactor, you just need to multiply that particular value with minus 1 raised to the power I plus j, where I and j you know stand for row and columns. Things will get clearer once we discuss the examples. So again, this we have A equal to this. This is again showing you if you need to compute the minor of this, then you need to exclude this row, this column and this row, and you get the minor, right? In general, minor Mij of an element Aij is the determinant obtained by excluding ith row and jth column. Thus, we have 9 minors corresponding to 9 elements of above determinant. So, obviously, we can have a minor or corresponding to each and every element in a matrix in a determinant. So, this means since I have got here 9 elements, so I can have 9 minors corresponding to 9 elements of the above determinant. So here this table is denoting the various minors as we have discussed. Minor of A11 would be equal to determinant of A22, A23, A32, A33. By now you would have understood, like this is the determinant that I have. See, I have this general determinant A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23 and A31, A32, A33. This is the determinant that I have. So minor of, if I need to find out the minor of A11, that would be equal to A22, A32, A23, A33. Because I'll exclude this column and this row and determinant of the resulting elements would be the minor of A11. Similarly, you can find out the minor of A22, A23, A33, A21 and A31. Next we have is how to find out the determinant of a 3 cross 3 or larger square matrix. If you remember, we have already discussed determinant is always computed for a square matrix. So how do we compute the determinant? Choose any particular row or column, right? Then multiply the minor of each element in that particular row or column by +1 or -1 depending on whether the sum of I plus j is even or odd. Then multiply each cofactor by its corresponding element. Remember this corresponding element in the matrix and find the sum of these products. This sum is the determinant of the matrix. So what does it say? That first of all you need to select any particular row or column. Once you select that, then multiply the minor of each element of that particular row or column by +1 or -1 depending on whether I plus j is even or odd. If I plus j is even, then you have to multiply it by +1, and if I plus j is odd, then you will be multiplying it by -1. Sorry, if I plus j is even, +1, and I plus j is odd, -1. Then multiply all these cofactors by its corresponding element in the matrix and find the sum of these products. Once we discuss an example, it will be clearer. So now we have a question based on this. Evaluate determinant by expanding along the second column. So this is the second column. We have to evaluate the determinant by expanding along this column. So what do I do? First of all, we will be computing the minors, then we will be computing the cofactors. So minor of this element is denoted by M12. This is the first element. For this, the minor would be by excluding this row and this column, right? This column and this row. Determinant of the remaining elements -1, -1, -3 and 2. So this is equal to -2, -3, which is -5. So we have M12 equal to -5. Then we have M22, which is equal to the minor of this particular element. Now we'll find out the minor of -4. So for this, we'll be excluding this row and this column. So this is equal to determinant of 2 -1 -2, 2, which is equal to 4 -2, which is equal to 2. So here also we get M22. Similarly, you can compute M32. So once you get the minors, you will be computing the cofactors. Cofactors means you just need to multiply the minors with the corresponding sign, either +1 or -1. So for that, let us see, C12 would be equal to -1 raised to 1 plus 2 into M12. This we are computing C12, which will be equal to -1 raised to 3 into M12, which is minus of M12. You just need to negate the sign of M12, which is 5. Similarly, C22, I plus j, in this case you can see is 4, is even, so positive. Similarly, here it will be negative. I plus j is negative, therefore you will negate the sign, so we get 8. So once you get the minors and the cofactors, what you need to do is you need to multiply the cofactors by the corresponding elements. So what does that mean? We have A12, we were supposed to compute the determinant by expanding along this column, A12, A22, A32. The position of these elements are this. So we have A12 into C12 plus A22 into C22 plus A32 into C32, which gives us A12 is -3 into C12 we have got as 5, plus A22 is -4, C22 we have got as 2, A32 is 0 and C32 we had obtained as 8. So the resultant is this value is the determinant. Now we have certain important properties of minors and cofactors. The sum of products of elements of any row with their corresponding cofactor is equal to the value of the determinant. What does that mean? The sum of products of elements of any row with their corresponding cofactors. Just remember, corresponding cofactor, this is important, is equal to the value of the determinant. We have just now computed the determinant on the basis of this property only. That simply says if I take the cofactors of a particular row or a column and multiply it by the corresponding element. Suppose I have A11 and multiply it with C11, then I add A12 and C12, then A13 into C13, and I add up all these, then we'll get the value of determinant. If here you are taking the first row, right? A11, A12, A13, these are the elements of first row. You multiply them with the corresponding cofactors and then you add up the three quantities. This will be equal to determinant. This is true for each and every row and column, right? You can have second row or third row, whatever. So this is an important property. Next property says the sum of the product of element of any row with corresponding cofactor of another row is equal to 0. So this here we had the elements cofactors of a particular row multiplied by the corresponding elements of that particular row only. But now this property says if we multiply the elements, here we are having the elements of first row A11, A12, A13, and I multiply them with the corresponding cofactors of some other row. I have the cofactors of second row. These are of second row and this is of first row. So if you multiply the elements of any particular row with the cofactors of some other, with the corresponding cofactors of some other row, then that will be equal to 0. Next we have is, if the order of a determinant is n, then the value of the determinant formed by replacing element by its cofactor is determinant raised to n minus 1. If the order of a determinant is n, then the value of the determinant obtained or formed by replacing the elements by the cofactors would be determinant raised to the power n minus 1. So this was quite simple and you'll have to practice a good number of questions on it so as to be able to master it. If you have any kind of queries on matrices and determinants, you can post it for free on our discussion forum of askiitians.com. For doing so, open the website askiitians.com, go to the discussion board, and as soon as you click on the discussion board, on the right hand side you can see the section Ask Experts. In that, just select the category, and in this case as matrices and determinants falls in the category of algebra, then what you need to do is you just need to write down your question, and you can also attach any image if you have, and just click on Get Answer. As soon as you do so, our Ask IITians experts will answer your question within the duration of 24 to 48 hours. So I hope you must have understood the concept of minors and cofactors and the evaluation of the same. In the next session, we will be switching to the concept of adjoint of a matrix. So keep watching.